Let's do it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Mindfulness Broadcast. We are in our first one in August, which means that we have been at this almost 5 months, which for me just is a big inhale, exhale. We've been doing this for a while, meeting here and processing life in this new world that we are all in this new existence. And for many of us, the layers just keep coming, right? What are we going to do with school, and what's it mean for going back to work, and all of it. And so I am so glad that we're here together. What I wanted to talk about today is this idea of what I hear frequently is what's the point? Like, what is the point of mindfulness? Because I'm a professional life coach and consultant with Evolutionary Consulting, and I get to work with people all day long, and we practice mindfulness together, and we make it the foundation of a lot of our cognitive and behavioral change. And then some trigger will happen, and the person, and myself included, we go back to our old ways of reacting, where we weren't patient, we didn't show up with intention, we weren't who we wanted to be in those moments. And so we kind of come back to this conversation of like, what's the point of all of this? And so I thought we could just talk a little bit about that today. And the overarching idea behind mindfulness is that we're bringing our awareness to what is present for me in my body, what is present for me in my physical sensations, for my emotional sensations, that I bring awareness to it, and I do that without judgment. And the point of mindfulness is that the point of that practice, regardless of how we do it, and there's a million different ways we can practice mindfulness, the point of it is that so that we can feel. Not so that we respond perfectly, not so that we just feel happy or joyful. It is so that we feel, and that we train our brain to be able to be in choice and to be intentional when we feel. So the opposite of that is where I would say, and perhaps you have experienced this, is that the opposite of that is where most of us are, which is that we are having emotions because we are emotional beings, and that's what happens. But we are not in choice with them. Those emotions are driving our behaviors, rather than we have an emotion, we have a space, and we choose then how we want to respond. And so those emotions are kind of unconscious. We're not feeling them. We're not aware of them. And the behaviors, that there's a discontent within us. And so what ends up happening is that we're moving forward to deal with that discontent without a lot of consciousness to back that up. So that it might look like withdrawing, stonewalling, connecting to people in unhealthy ways, disconnecting from our values, so doing things that feel like it's not who we are, disconnecting from our bodies, disconnecting from our intuition. It might be that we're buffering with alcohol, buffering with one more glass of wine, with just one more round of Netflix of this show. It might be more social media. It might be that it looks like we're overworking or calling in more often. Though behind those activities, behind those behaviors, are feelings. And when we can get in touch with those feelings, when we know what's there, we can hold it and be aware and go, okay, what do I want to do with this? How do I want to be in relation to this? What does self-care look like right now? What does my body and my mind need right now? And the more that we do that, the less often we revert back to our old ways of being, which are just really well-traveled neural pathways, and we're practicing new ones. And so the more that we can get into this daily practice of mindfulness and bringing our attention to what is, the more that we experience that present, that choice, that intention in our everyday lives. And for many people, I think we kind of dove into the deep end of mindfulness when we hit this pandemic. And so I like reminding people that, we're learning to swim in the deep end here. And so give yourself patience and compassion and love, and release any expectations that the result of this is that we will perfectly respond to every challenge in our life. The result is to feel and to be in there. That's the point. What's happening in here, so that I can, with intention, move forward and choose what that looks like. So with that, I hope that's helpful. What I want to encourage you to do now is close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And we're going to just dive into a mindfulness practice that kind of helps us settle into this of the point of mindfulness. And so to begin, I want to just encourage you to take several deep breaths. And just that these breaths are grounding breaths. They're releasing breaths. Letting go of anxiety about what is coming, about the unknown. Letting go of what was, what's been, and just big breaths of love and compassion into this moment. And now I want you to go inside of your body. So much of what we do and so much of how we spend our time is outside of this thing that is all that we are. I want you to go in, and as you go in, as I invite you to go in, what I want to also invite you to do is just observe the process. So you're doing and you're being here in the same moment. Observe your sensations. Observe your thoughts. Observe any self-talk or judgment when I say go into your body. Observe what that means for you. Is that spiritual? Is that metaphysical? Is that literal? Are you thinking of organs and blood? Notice areas of your body that you connect to. And in the same way, notice parts of your body you are disconnected to. As your mind wanders, travels, and tells stories, just simply bring it back to the work at hand, the observation of your body, of going into your body. And now I want you to bring your attention to your physical being, to the outside of your body. And we're going to start with our feet. I want you to bring your awareness and your attention into your feet. And see if without movement you can really feel the connection to what's being touched. See if without movement you can connect with each toe. Become aware of the bottom of your feet, the soles of your feet, and then the tops. And now bring your attention to your hands. And in the same way, without movement, see if you can bring awareness to each finger. To the palms. And to the top. And then again, if there's any narrative or story, just come back, observe it, see it. You might even just say thinking, and then come back to the practice. And now bring your attention to your solar plexus, to the center of your chest. Perhaps you notice the physical sensation of your heart beating. The movement, the exchange between your chest and your belly as breath goes in and out. And then into your back, where again you might notice that physical movement of breath. And now bring your awareness to your ears. And first, just the physicality of your ears. Maybe you feel earrings dangling. And now allow your ears to, your attention to go to the sensation of hearing. This gift of our ears. Maybe starting from the inside and working out. What do I hear? What does that feel like? Really noticing the quality of that experience. And now we'll just do a very quick body scan where we move from the tip of our head to the tip of our toes, noticing the senses and the physical awareness of our body. Noticing what's calling my attention. Where do I want to put my attention? Where does my body connect with the earth? Just feeling all of that. And then finally, bring your attention into your mind. And just observe, again, what's happening in there. What are the thoughts? Where's the stillness? Just observing. It's in that space of observing, where the superpower of mindfulness lies. I see this emotion. I see this thought. How do I want to be in relationship with that? How does it serve me? What does self-care look like in this moment? It's being able to feel. Just feel. As you wiggle your fingers and toes, take a big inhale and exhale and open your eyes. Thank you so much. It's so great to see so many people come today. I'm so glad you're here. And I will see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be well, everybody. Thank you. And Simone, I agree. It is so great to see someone. Thank you. Thank you.